Okay, we're back. Thanks for sticking around, if you did, if you're one of the few. Brandy, can you come in tight on this piston? I think we did before, but let's do it once more. If you look here, we've got a little corrosion and some pitting on the sides of this piston. And I made a couple of phone calls, and I talked to some people eminently knowledgeable, and they, first question both of them asked me was, did you have any leakage before you dismantled it? And the answer was no. And one of the guys said, well, you can put it back together and probably be just fine, put new seals and stuff. And I suppose that's true, but the Softail project is coming with so much new stuff, and so many things are going to be replaced so that I'm not thinking about them. I'm going to go ahead and replace this, and let me explain the rationale to you. If I put this together, and it's working, and it may work fine for 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 miles, who knows. But I'm going to be thinking about it. And I'm going to be checking that. You check it anyway, but I'm going to be looking at that, and it's going to be on my mind. You're going to be able to really kick back, enjoy your ride. You can't do that when you're thinking about things like leaky seals, bad tires, what's going on in the low end, what's that clunk, what's that tick, this and that and the other. It gets on your mind, guys, and you just can't get rid of it. And the best way to do that, the best way to keep your peace of mind and know that things are right, is when you put it together with good parts. This might be a good part. I'm not going to throw it out. I'm going to hang on to it because somebody might need it. A brother may come up to you, my piston's leaking. I'm trying to get to, Albuquerque, Phoenix, whatever. And, hey, I got just the thing for you. Let's pull that devil apart, put it back together, and, we'll have you on the road quick. But that would be a temporary thing. It wouldn't be something that you'd want to hang on to and run for a long period of time, because it is going to fail, and it's going to fail quicker than a new one. So it's my judgment that I'm going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and order a new piston, with which you get another one of these, which is another rebuild kit, which I need a hole in the head, but hey, what the hell? Then I'll have one of these hanging around for this piston in case that brother comes up and says he needs help. So anyway, that's the story on the rear caliper. Didn't even put the quad seal in. I'm not going to. I am going to clean it up, and I'm going to get it all ready to go back together, which involves nothing more than taking the bleeder nipple out, and I like taking care of nipples, so we'll get that taken care of, and run it through the solvent tank. Clean every bit of grime and grit and anything you can see on it. Clean it all off of there and get it ready to go back into service, so that when you pop the new piston and seals back in it, it's ready to put right on the bike and get bled out and go back into service. I'm also probably going to replace these lines, maybe this whole assembly. You can see it's sort of a manufactured piece, and I might replace it with some nice braided lines just to look nice. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. But that's it for the caliper rebuilds for today. You did see how to put this one back together and how to rebuild it. It's not rocket science again, guys. It's very simple, but it is important. You get some high miles on these. That's the first time this one's ever been apart in 140,000 miles. Same with this one. Neither of these have ever been rebuilt, and I'm glad that I did get into them. This one's in real good shape. No problems at all. It's going to work real well. And the rear one is going to be just fine when I get a new piston and seals put in it. It'll be a brand new caliper, and all will be well. I did get a new mounting plate that is also actually mounted on the bike at this point, because the rear wheel is mounted up, and it's chrome, it's pretty, and it's going to look good. So get with us next week. We're going to put this back together and probably rebuild one or maybe both of the master cylinders for the front and the rear brake systems. The front's a little bit of a drill, and there's a funny story that goes with it. And the rear is a lot simpler. It's a lot more expensive rebuild kit too, but it's kind of a one-piece thing. You take it apart, clean it up, stick the new one in there, and off you go. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. Come back, see us again next week on Equipment Shed, and I'll have some more good information for you, I hope. And as always, you'll notice, what did I have right here with me? I had my manual. All right, the manual says pretty much the same thing. If this is pitted, you should replace it. The other thing is, if you got any problem, anything I said, got any questions, something I didn't cover, something you want to know about that I didn't mention, hey, send me an email, trash@kickstarttv.com. That's trash@kickstarttv.com. I'll be happy to answer your questions or address any bitches or gripes that you might have, because who knows, I'm no expert. I may have got it wrong. You never know. If you think so, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again. Again, I'm the Trash Man, this Equipment Shed segment, and I'll be looking forward to talking to you next week, too.